Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at the Ultra League. We're going to take a look at the Mewtwo in the armored form. This Pokemon has not been available in ages. I know it was available twice as far as I know, one time even with a legacy move of Side Strike, which was kind of cool, but it has really not been available for ages. The one that I have, I got traded, actually I caught it myself apparently, and it was from 2019. So yeah, I'm not too sure. I think it was like one time released, maybe 2 years after that. I think it has been released at least like 4 years now. And now all of a sudden with the Confusion buff, this Pokemon is a must-have for the Open Ultra League and one of the strongest Pokemon that you can have right now. And so we're gonna take a look and if that's actually gonna be the case or not. Trust me, it is the case. This Pokemon is ridiculously strong. We're going to have an interesting team here. We're not going to run Dragon Tail or Breaking Type, even though it is recommended on our Steelix, because I know I have like 5 charge DMs. I will never get Breaking Type in the 5 charge DMs. I'm not even gonna try it on the Steelix. I'm happy with the moveset here as well. This moveset here allows us to be better up against Pokemon like Empoleon, for example, which I kind of want to be better up against as well. So I was quite happy with still keeping my moveset that I had before in my Steelix. But as you can see here, Mewtwo is gonna have to take a Frenzy Plant. Not really a bother to it, and we can just farm down opponents and we can move on to the next one. Trust me if I say that this team was really strong. Mewtwo is shockingly good, and I do think that again you're going to be mostly even doing better if you have a little bit more experience with the team. Here I was able to catch the Flame Charge onto the Gyarados, and with a recent pacing update to Gyarados, we are always going to be able to outspeed the Talonflame. There's no way that the opponent is going to be ever able to outspeed us, and so we are going to be in a very solid position as we gotta get the Greninja out, and I want to keep the energy here. Here I don't really have the greatest Greninja answer, but also we already got... we got one shield already. Maybe we can get another shield here. That would be kind of cool. Let's see. They decided to use a shield here, which is very silly by them. Because what we can do now is we can actually let the move go. We still survive a Hydro Cannon from this range on our Steelix. But we will see as well here that Earthquake is going to now connect against the opponent. And with that, we are going to be able to get that KO. Let's see what's coming in next. It's going to be that Cobalion. And this is literally food for that Mewtwo. Mewtwo can take it, but Mewtwo also can still use a shield against that Talonflame, which is still lurking there. Flame Charge coming through. We have that Awkward Tail coming in against the opponent here as well. This will allow us to get the KO, and with that, the opponent decides to forfeit, well knowing that this is going to be a good game. Guess what? It's going to be a Pokemon that's going to be a bit easier when you have Dragon-type moves instead of resisted damage the entire time, but I am happy running this type of Steelix because even like this, it is not a bad matchup whatsoever. We will see as well, we can just take the hits. We have the option to go for an Earthquake, and with that, we are going to be in an alright spot. Earthquake is going to get, through here, going to be able to get a lot of damage onto them, and we just have to hit another Earthquake in order to either get the KO here in the zero shield scenario or get the shield advantage, which will help out our Mewtwo later on as well. So I'm kinda happy with that because yeah, now we're gonna be able to get the KO here most likely against the opponent's Pokemon, even though we do resisted fast move damage the entire time. That's alright. In comes the Charizard. We can still do some solid damage. Very sad that I didn't get to that charge move because it would have really helped me out in this scenario. But I'm still going to have here my Gyarados, which can take a hit. And again, also Mewtwo still has quite a decent amount of pressure. I actually thought it was a CMP type, by the way, here. That's why I didn't go for more attacks, because I was like, oh, my charge move is coming through here now anyway. Didn't go through. And honestly, I think this actually matters quite a bit, because I would have either got knockout there and then just had this Pokemon left, or I already got a shield from the opponent, which would have helped me out in this scenario as well, because I would have been able to get the KO against the Empoleon. I was so certain it was a CMP type before, and now I'm in a very tough spot because the opponent still has their things left. And honestly, I think I would have mostly directly won if I would have got the move off there, but I guess I could have tried to go for the charge move straight away afterwards again as well. But I was really thinking it was a CMP type, and now I'm in a very tough spot because this is not going to knock them out. Like it's not going to knock them out. They still have the Charizard. Charizard is still even going to be able to do some solid damage there against us as well. And like with that, we don't have a chance anymore. Like we really don't have a chance anymore. The opponent is still going to get to another move. But again, if I got the shield there especially, I would have been fine. I would have won the game straight away. But it is what it is. I thought it was CMP type. It wasn't apparently. It is what it is. We can move on to the next opponent. Still a good game to the opponent, of course. Nothing to about that. And what the hell are we facing here? To be fair, it's not too good for us to face the Zoroark here. I am just going to play it safe, and I'm just going to go ahead and, just go for the charge move and try to go for the full farm down now against the opponent. Hopefully it's going to work out. We have the Shadow Ball coming through. But as you guys see here, we have the CMP type, which is very smart by the opponent. Because yeah, they wouldn't get to another move here. The foul play is alright, doing some sort of damage. They got a shield advantage. That's honestly quite a decent start for them. We have the Storm coming in. I should have most not swapped out straight away into my Gyarados, but honestly, it's not too bad. We're going to have here the Grand Ball. Grand Ball is alright for us. Grand Ball has access, of course, to Charm. Charm got buffed quite significantly, in my opinion. I haven't tried the Charmer out yet, but I will most likely give it a try eventually, because I do think that this move is now, especially for Pokemon that have either 35 or 40 energy moves, it's just a straight up upgrade. Like, you get to 40 energy moves after just 5 charms, which we never had really before. It's great pacing there, so that's why, for example, Charm Ninetales works out quite well, the lone Ninetales there, because they have Psyshock as well as the Weather Ball. I was kind of too scared to use it so far in the Open Great League because of Empoleon being a thing, but it's honestly such a good Pokemon. Anyway, well, let's take a look here real quick at the opponent Swampert going down to a Side Strike in the Confusion. We're easily going to be able to take, by the way, any kind of hit here, because Armored Mewtwo, by the way, if you didn't know, it doesn't have the stats of Mewtwo. It has way more bulk and way less attack, which makes it such a strong Pokemon for the Ultra League, and it's the only reason why this works. This is also, by the way, the only Pokemon that has a costume that also has different stats in Pokemon Go. I really wish that they would utilize this kind of stuff more and make the game more interesting in that way that costumes can change a Pokemon. I think that would be such a cool thing. For example, Crystal Onyx. There's so many things basically, especially from the OG anime series, which can still be implemented where part of it are already in. For example, that Armored Mewtwo, of course, it's coming from the anime itself. It would be so cool to have like Crystal Onyx, but Onyx has like then a little bit more bulk, a little bit more HP or something like this. Even if you just put the HP stat up or something like this, you would have all of a sudden a Pokemon, even with moveset right now, that actually has some play in the Great League. It just needs a little bit more CP there in order to be good. And then you would have like kind of more fan favorite Pokemon that could be kind of cool. Like, making it a bit more interesting, making it not the same as the main series games would be such a fun thing in my opinion. But anyway, let's go back to the gameplay. We're going to see here the superpower coming through. In comes the Empoleon. I just want to get rid of this thing. I really just want to get rid of this thing. And so I decided to go for the Psychic Fangs, get the shield here, which is great for me. I maybe should have stopped out there. I don't know. I want to keep kind of my health for that Melamar, but at the end of the day, I could have also kept my Steelix with the Melamar, which does then fast move pressure, which I think would have been the smarter idea. But can we take a Shadow Foul play here? Yes, we can, and that was not even a question because that was so easily taken. It is kind of mad on how bulky the Armored Mewtwo actually is. Oh wow, Corviknight. Corviknight is going to be a very solid matchup for us. It's actually not that great at the end of the day, but it's still going to be cool. Because of course the opponent is going to be able to go ahead and do some super effective fast move pressure as well, so they have payback. So like it's actually looks maybe even a bit better for them than for us. I'm not too sure if they would have won the matchup. Anyway, we're going to have here the Kingdra being now able to fully farm them down, have a ton of energy. They go back to the Corviknight. That's alright. That is just going to be the Air Cutter that is not yet at a payback, so I can take a hit. And I can go for the Aquatate. That was a bit of a frame drop there. Tiny bit of a frame drop there. Didn't really matter at all, but just notice now there is sometimes some lag. Like before it was like, yeah, there is no lag, but like honestly, nowadays the meta, like the game itself, it feels like a completely different game. It's now over a week, like actually like 2 weeks now since that update. It hasn't broken at all for me yet. I had maybe 1 or 2 games where I had a tiny bit of lag in over 100. I am absolutely happy on how the game set is right now. I'm gonna be at the tournament, by the way, in Frankfurt this weekend as well. I am so excited for that one because it's gonna be the first tournament ever where the game state isn't something that affects the game, most likely, at least. Hopefully it's gonna stay like this. And that is something that we haven't had ever. My first ever regional, I lost to the game state because also the setup wasn't correct there, because it was like one of the first regions for Pokemon Go ever. That was in Bremen, and the judges weren't able to see both sides at that point. Now I had like a stream match, and I got completely screwed in both of my losses in both of the different rounds from lag on my side, which was something that no one was even seeing, but completely destroyed my tournament run, where I paid for the hotel, where I paid for the tournament, went up there just to get screwed by lag. And I'm so hopeful that stuff like this cannot happen anymore with a game state like this, but it's also going to open more stuff even for Show 6 Big 3. The thing that I'm more excited about as well, if this stays like this again, is it's only like 2 weeks basically since the game state is really good. we had seen maybe some improvements before. Never like this, by the way. Never to the point where it was actually perfect here. But we've seen sometimes, of course, things where it kind of got changed back. But I'm just so excited for that because it can also help like show 6 Big 3 in the future to put in something like the Swift format, if you know what that is, instead of the double elimination. And you can maybe just use your own phone into battle, which would be so much cooler than what you currently have, because then more people could actually take part there and it would be a little bit more friendlier for everyone as well. But anyway, talking too much there. I'm just excited about the game state. Is like the short-term thing there. Let me know down below if it's the same for you. Like, I think the game is absolutely fantastic right now. I'm having so much joy playing it. Honestly, I'm always gonna ask for stuff. I was dreading playing the last season. I really was like, oh, not again. Like, how many games am I gonna lose right now? I am so excited. Like, basically since the beginning of the Pokemon Go PvP, it's like kind of the same excitement there. Just to start playing, having some fun. It is ridiculous on how things are now. That I think Scopely is taking over like 2 months now, and the game is fixed already. It's kind of fun. It's just fun. It's so cool. I'm so happy about the game. Anyway, let's take a look here at Armored Mewtwo destroying people with Dynamic Punch. Let's talk about Mewtwo, why it's so strong as well. Not only the bulk that it has, the coverage it has, Dynamic Punch, and also the Psychic type move of Side Strike is really cool together. Dynamic Punch can counter the Steel and the Dark type Pokemon, which Psychic cannot hit, which is really, really nice. That's great synergy there as well. Also, Dynamic Punch only recently got buffed, which is one of the things that helps Armored Mewtwo as well. So like, it got actually 2 very much significant buffs, which is, yeah, kind of cool to see. Anyway, we're going to have, Fortress against us. That's going to be a Pokemon that we're going to be able to beat here with our Steelix, I think. We should be in a very solid spot there. We should be in a very good position. As the Earthquake is coming through, we are going to be able to go ahead and go for another Earthquake there as well. And with this, we are going to have now, the Charge coming through. In comes the Gastrodon. This is going to be alright. We can go for the Psychic Fangs, and we will be able now to get some damage onto the Gastrodon. And we have our Gyarados. Gyarados can counter this Pokemon. They can only go for Body Slam, which is not really too threatening for us, so that's going to be alright. And we're going to be in a cool spot here. As you see, the opponents can still go for a Charge move. That's okay for us as well. And the Charge move coming through, that's cool. We have another Alcatail coming in. They're still debuffed, so like they're still gonna take some more damage as well. But I kind of still want to keep my Gyarados, and so I decided to catch the Body Slam onto our Mewtwo, which has way more bulk and barely takes any damage from it, while getting a free Charge move through. But they have a hardest counter in the back there with the Moltres. Of course, against Dark types that are flying. Dynamic Punch is still the best move that you can kind of have here. I think it has also Rock Slide in theory, but yeah, Rock Slide got buffed, but it's not the best move. It's Dynamic Punch is way better. But yeah, as you can see here, we have to hope and pray that this Dynamic Punch and our Gyarados is going to be enough to win us this battle, but I'm not too sure there. We are forced to go to one Aqua Tail there, but we need to get basically another one off as well. And I'm really not thinking that this is going to work out for us. But the Gyarados actually still gets another move here. Moltres is still there. We still have a shield. This is not looking too bad, to be fair. We have a lot of damage onto them already. We just need another Confusion. We can shield this move up, and I think we can win this, right? The Confusion should knock them out here. It doesn't. It survives 1 HP and still gets another move to knock us out. How unfortunate. We basically played that perfect, but it is what it is. We can move on to the final battle for today, where Bellibolt is up against us, and that is the only reason we are running Steelix right now, because I didn't want to have Bellibolt destroying my entire team, because Bellibolt also has access to the move Sucker Punch, which is super effective against Mewtwo, and of course just one-shots our Gyarados with any type of electric move. Here, we decide to get a ton of energy, and now we can stop out into the Mewtwo as well, having that Earthquake start for the Bellibolt, and now having the Side Strike, which is going to be totally alright as well. I can use a shield here. Dragon Energy is a lot of damage that's coming through there, and that's why I decided to use a shield. In comes the Bellibolt, and it looks like they are not running Sucker Punch, they are running Thunder Shock, which allows them now to outspeed us, which is okay though, because we can take a Parabolic Charge. It is not too threatening, and we can try to swap out into our Steelix, which works out perfectly onto that Charge move. And so we have energy on our one Pokemon. We have still energy on this Pokemon, of course. We can go for the 4 fast moves and then go for the Earthquake in order to get the KO against the Bellibolt. And we're in a very solid position. While we are shield down, we're still going to have our Pokemon perfectly aligned. And so we can have now this Psychic Fangs coming through against that Virizion, which is lovely. We can even try to go for another one, which is going to allow us to either get the shield or some solid damage onto them. And I'm quite in a solid position. We get some damage onto them. They stop out into their own Regidrago, allowing me to go for the Aqua Tail here, because I know Gyarados is not really the best Pokemon that I need here. Gyarados is cool still to have, don't get me wrong, especially with the move here being able to get off. That's going to be cool, especially getting the shield here. But my main win con is my Mewtwo. Mewtwo is the Pokemon that's going to win us the game ultimately. As we will see here that the opponent still has to take a hit. That's kind of lucky for us to get this at 1 HP. But yeah, Mewtwo is going to come in now. We have energy already. We have 2 Side Strikes in again. We can take a hit. We have to take a hit. Leaf Blade is not going to be enough to knock us out. The bulk of this Pokemon is insane. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. There's going to be a little bit less videos next week because I'm gone again in Frankfurt. So like I don't really have the time for that right now to pre-produce as well with the season just starting and me going tomorrow already. But I hope I can still make a video every single day here for you. Yeah, see you most likely tomorrow. Bye bye.